everybody, and welcome to the Global Family Office Investment Summit here in Dubai, hosted by Ritosa Family Office. We have reached the initial number 17. Joining us, HIMANSHU YADAV, founding partner at Woodstock Fund. HIMANSHU, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
HIMANSHU, let's, in a really nutshell, in really few lines, share with us more about you, about your experience, but in particular, give us an overview, a general overview about Woodstock.
Sure. So I come from maths engineering background. I've been an entrepreneur all my life for the last 1 decade. And I've started working in the blockchain space in early 2017, and Woodstock is an emerging technology fund house. We invest only in the blockchain and distributed ledger technology space. We have been doing that for 3 years now, and we are just scaling that up with our next venture fund, which is focused a lot more on institutional investors, family offices, which is why we are here having a lot of interesting meetings on that front.
I mentioned Woodstock is really good sounding, so maybe you would like to explore more why you gave this name to your company, but at the same time, let's help us to explore more about the values and the philosophy behind your activity, and in particular, which are the driver principles of Woodstock.
So, as you would have guessed, the name came from the Woodstock Music Festival, right, which happened in 1969, and that was the festival where it was an expression, freedom of change, that people experienced through that. So that inspired us, because that's the same thing which blockchain and distributed ledger technology is trying to do, right? By bridging those gaps, creating expression and inclusion for a much larger audience to participate in, opening up financial market services to anyone in the whole world, that they can be a part of the financial economy, right, which honestly has been slightly restricted due to the current landscape that we have. So that's what really drives us. That's why we focus only on this space. How can we be a part of that journey in terms of enabling that and accelerating this movement so that more and more people get access to financial services and are part of this global movement that blockchain is enabling.
That's very interesting and amazing. And which are the industries you would like to invite to your festival? So the festival, the technology-driven financial services.
So finance is obviously the most pivotal change that's going to happen in the finance, but that's just a starting point, right? The underlying technology is enabling the new platforms of trust to be built, and it's going to touch upon every single different application, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's logistics, supply chain, distribution. So all of those will be touched, and finance is going to be a very key part of it that this space is going to drive.
And just a general quick question for you. How much technology is changing the financial environment, and how much room is there to do more, maybe?
So it's a completely, I would say it's a drastic change, because once you have created new systems, platforms of trust where how you transact value across each other, and you can do it directly peer-to-peer without having to go through any central company or any middleman, you enable new business models to be formed, because you'll have much more efficient business models being built directly by peer-to-peer exchange, right? And that is extremely transforming. So what internet did to information in terms of changing how we communicate with each other, how information is transferred and shared, this blockchain is enabling that for value. How do we transact value and exchange value with each other? And that is going to drive all the peripheral applications to be built and business models to be changed, which we are seeing, right? There have been so many decentralized finance, DeFi is the word you probably might have heard. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, a lot of people are exploring new use cases on that side as well. So whether it's creator economy, artists directly interacting with their fans, those models are being changed. Whether it's lending, borrowing protocols, how we use those services, those are being transformed. So it's going to have a very wide application across a lot of different things.
It's inspiring, but also innovative at the same time. And HIMANSHU, from a technological point of view to a geographical point of view, which is your focus pointed by now? And are you thinking about to expand maybe? Have you got any developments plans to expand more in the GCC countries in general, but also in the United Arab Emirates and in Dubai maybe in particular?
Sure. So We are a fund as such is domiciled out of Cayman. We just set up a second US fund as well, and we are setting up a Abu Dhabi feeder entity as well, which is under ADGM. We are also potentially exploring plans with DFC. UAE is a very important part of the fulcrum that we see in terms of building that east to west corridor, right? So we have a very strong network in India and the entire Asia region, and we are trying to build that network here because Dubai has been specifically has been really forward in terms of their blockchain strategy, that initiatives they have taken, how welcoming they have been to the entrepreneurs to take the lead in this new technology sector, right? And we are seeing a lot of startups moving across this region. We are trying to help and guide more startups, so that we can attract the talent developers to this region as well. And how do we, then help them scale and grow with them, grow their ecosystem, and take them to a global stage?
Yeah, just a couple of questions for you because we are really running out of time. But the first one is, which are the key factors to consider before you move towards UAE and so Dubai and all the GCC countries in general? And the last one is regarding the summit, but I will.
Sure. So there are, I think, 3-4 key factors. One is the technology support that is coming from the government, the initiatives that are coming from the government. Second, and very important factor is the regulatory support that's coming in terms of taking the step in the right directions, policies, defining, creating a conducive environment, etc. Geographical advantage is very good because Dubai UAE is a travel hub, right? It's very well connected to the entire world, so that comes with a huge advantage. And most importantly, there's no shortage of talent that's coming into the region, which is very important to build the next generation of products, and there's no shortage of capital to support the right talent, right? So when you combine all these factors, it creates a perfect storm for new leaders to emerge, and I think UAE will be one of the leaders.
Yeah, and these are maybe all the ingredients that maybe in a small representation are already here participating and attending the Ritossa Family Office Investment Summit. So my last question for you, your final remarks about the summit. What did you maybe expect before you came here? And so maybe what did you find here at the Ritossa Summit?
It has been really incredible. I think the quality of people we have met here, the discussions we have had has been amazing, and the entire Ritossa team has worked really hard. I know about Rushil and Vanessa, people we have interacted with, they have been amazing, help setting up the meetings for us, connecting us with the right people, and the discussions we have had with a lot of investors, especially because everyone is right now exploring their blockchain asset allocation strategies, right? So it has been extremely valuable in terms of meeting the right investors, having some really productive discussions, and I will definitely be back at the next summit as well.
I will. We look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Thanks to HIMANSHU YADAV, founding partner at Woodstock Fund. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the summit.
Thank you for having me.